But the right to life comes from God, not from the state, not from the government, not from anybody. We hold this to be self-evident, it's not to be argued. So everybody has a right to life and the right to pursue happiness and freedom. That's a given. Of course, that's gone. It no longer exists in this country. What do you mean, Father? It no longer exists. What happened was this. We took law after law after law, and some one person questioned. I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that. Well, I should not have that imposed upon me. I should have freedom of choice. And suddenly we made freedom the absolute value disconnected from truth. And we started to remove from our laws all values, all truths. All truths, all values. But they weren't satisfied with that. They take it the next step. After they remove from our laws values, they then take the negative values and put it into the law and force upon us evil. You're experiencing that right now. Our country believes that God made us male and female, that God is the creator of the family life, that marriage between a man and a woman is the acceptable and the affirmed type of relationship that our country is proving. If you want to tolerate other things, fine, but this has special place in our law. Suddenly now, that's being removed. The 10 Commandments of God, my friends, one by one are being removed. The first 3 commandments, thou shalt not put anyone in place of God, have reverence for God, that's gone. That's gone. In other words, God is not allowed in the public square. You cannot pray in a public building. God is being removed from everything in the public square. You cannot pray. When did this start? How did this start? Are you kidding me? Take, for example, the 4th commandment of God. That's gone. What do you mean, honor your father and your mother? No, honor your father and your father, your mother and your mother. They're destroying marriage, which is God's creation. Understand this? This is not optional. See, God made us social beings. We need one another. Because we need one another, we have to learn to live together. How we live together, it varies. We use a democracy. We may use a monarchy, an oligarchy, all different ways. But we do need one another. But the type of government, it differs. But there's no option in regards to family. Family is the foundation stone of any society, and without it, you cannot survive as a nation, as a people. That is under attack, viciously. So thou shalt not honor thy father and mother, 4th commandment, gone. The 5th commandment, thou shalt not kill, that's gone. Someone's wake up and smell the flowers. What do you mean it's gone? Well, we used to believe thou shalt never kill an innocent human being. That your right to life was absolute. No matter what your quality of your life, no matter what the quality of your life, you had a right to life. My friends, that is gone. Why did you say, Father, are you kidding me? No. With Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was not removing the right to life of the unborn child. It was the end of Western civilization. What do you mean, Father? End of Western civilization. Well, let me tell you something. Before Roe v. Wade, there was a philosophical battle. The philosophical battle was simply this. Is the right to life absolute, sacred, no matter what your condition? Or was it, and your quality of your life was relative? And everybody had a right to a basic quality of life, to be fed, to be clothed, to be housed, and so forth. But your right to life was without exception, absolute. In Roe v. Wade, that basic principle of belief of our founding fathers, we believe that the right to life comes from God. No government has the right to remove that right. That was removed. The old thing words of the decision of Roe v. Wade are, the opening words of the decision of Roe v. Wade are simply this: because the unborn child is not yet capable of meaningful existence, we do not find that we have to protect this right to life yet. And then, meaningful existence, what are you talking about? That's quality of life language. Planned Parenthood puts out, every child should be wanted. And if it's not wanted, you don't have to keep it. You know, what wanted is quality of life language. What they did was this: they changed the thinking, the laws in our government, in our country, namely to say that if the quality of your life is not yet meaningful, that you're capable of meaningful existence, or you're not independent to stand on your own, then you are not protected by the state yet. So they divided the 9 months of pregnancy into 3 sections, they called trimesters. The first trimester, no reason is needed. The quality of life has not been established yet, so no reason is needed. Second trimester, just a slight reason. Basically, you don't have a right to life. You're not going to be protected until you're born. Birth has absolutely nothing to do with humanity. Birth has absolutely nothing to do with you being a human being. If you aren't born an American citizen, does that mean all the tourists in town, we can kill them? To be consistent, they have no right. No, your right to life is based on the fact of that you are a human being. And as a human being, no matter what the quality of your life, no one may kill you, destroy you, touch you. But we convinced people slowly but surely into believing that if the quality of your life was not yet acceptable to others, then you're better off dead. We're doing you a merciful killing because you are not capable of meaningful existence. Well, of course, that included, always from day one, euthanasia. Always from day one included the elderly. But it took a long time, it took 20 years in this country to convince people that if the child's quality of life is not acceptable to you, you can kill the child. Do it in mercy. I mean, the child is going to have this disease and that disease. Or we make it lesser reasons. Like, I can't afford this child. I shouldn't bring this child into poverty. Or eventually, people get used to killing. When I was counseling outside abortion clinics years ago, people would argue with me, how do you know it's a human being yet? No one argues that with me anymore. We now are accepting you can kill anyone whose quality of life is not acceptable to you. No one argues that it's a child. I don't want the baby. I can't afford it. It's sick. I'm sick. Whatever the reason, I got to go to college. I don't want the baby. No one argues anymore. Now, of course, how could they? You have 4D sonograms, 3D sonograms. We never knew more about life in the womb today in the history of mankind. And life in the womb today is less respected than ever in the history of mankind. How did we do this? Because we were changed into our thinking, into the thinking of quality of life, meaningful existence. And if you don't like the quality of the life of somebody else, you're dead. Now, we have a whole generation thinks this way now. No one argues that it's not a baby. If you don't want a baby, you should have the right to choose not to have a baby. Besides, if the baby is sick and so forth, you mercifully should kill the baby. Now, what does that mean? It means euthanasia, which is the killing of the elderly, grandma. There'll be no resistance. There isn't. We already legalized it. There's not even a whimper. Not even a whimper. Because we have the mentality now in people that your life, we have a new commandment of God. Thou shalt not ever kill an innocent human being unless the quality of the life of the person is not acceptable to you. Then you can kill them. Fifth commandment.